So we're walking by a booth and we see Bubbles with little tiny baby little Nemos in there. We had to stop by and talk to June Live from Catalyst to see what you've got underwater.
Awesome. So we just won a CS Innovation Award for the first ever waterproof case for the Apple Watch. So because we're experts in waterproof, we decided that Apple really needed to build a waterproof case for their watch. So every unit of these cases is tested 5 ATM. That means 165 feet or 50 meters basically.
Wow.
So it makes your Apple Watch fully functional. So everything on it works. So let me just, you can rotate and everything works there. The buttons all work and the sensors all work. Doesn't attenuate.
And the touchscreen?
Touchscreen is fully functional. It doesn't attenuate any signals. The heart rate sensor works even through the case. You can see it.
Oh yeah, we're looking at, we can see the green lights coming through the bottom of the case.
Nice.
Yeah, and that just works by detecting your red blood cells.
Right.
So it's green pulses of light that work really quickly. So our case doesn't inhibit any of that. You can also charge the phone in the case without removing it. Sorry, charge the device in the case without removing it.
You're kidding, really?
Yeah. And there's a microphone and speaker there. It's fully covered and sealed, but it's still waterproof.
Wow.
And it's fully functional.
So you can still answer the phone?
Yes. And
I don't understand. How do you have a speaker and a microphone and still be sealed?
Well, it goes back to our roots. So we've been doing waterproof for 5 to 6 years. We're a Kickstarter company. So one of the hardest things to do in waterproof is acoustics. And we had that dialed in with our first case. So we work with an acoustic resonance principle. So there's a membrane in there that's fully sealed and it resonates so that it transfers sound into and out of the case.
Wow, good answer. So you guys have been making cases for iPhones and such?
Yeah, so we have waterproof cases for the Apple iPhone 6 and also for the 6 Plus, also for the 5 and the 4. We've been doing this for 5 to 6 years. Our cases are fully waterproof, 5 meters, and drop proof 2 meters. Everything on them is fully functional, so you can rotate that.
She's turning the dial for the volume?
Yes, and the mute goes on and off. And then
no, I just realized there is no dial on an iPhone.
No, it's a switch that goes back and forth, but we rotate it on our case, basically.
Oh, that's much easier, yeah.
Everything on it's fully functional, so the touchscreen is super sensitive. The Touch ID works. You can play with that.
Oh yeah, I'm touching the phone now and it's working perfectly.
And then it's designed to showcase your iPhone so that you don't hide it, basically. It complements the design of it. And one nice feature is we have a hard-coated optical lens, and it's flush mounted to the case. So when you go into and out of water, it doesn't trap a bead of water when you're going underwater.
Oh wow, wow! You guys actually have thought about this.
We have thought a lot about it. One of my favorite features is if I take my Apple Watch and I open the camera app, it actually pairs to the camera app on the phone. So we can actually do a selfie. And I'm gonna do, you're right there.
There's Steve.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, go. So we've got you covered in terms of text, so you can actually take a selfie using your Apple Watch inside its case with the Apple phone.
Inside its case?
Yes.
Wow, that is impressive. You've done this before. You guys, if you're listening only, you got to go back and watch a video. She's basically doing origami with her body to do that demo so that Steve can see this on video. So,
and I'm going to show you our drop test. So
she's going to drop the phone?
Our cases are 6.6 feet drop proof. Here we go.
Ah, she cheated. She had a wristband on it.
So that's actually one of the nicest features about our cases. It comes with a lanyard attachment point, so you never have to drop your case. At the same time, I can drop this.
Oh God, she did drop it.
So it's drop proof from 6.6 feet. Lanyard keeps it safe most of the time. One nice thing about this is you can swap it out for another accessory that we have.
She's still going.
And it's a floating lanyard accessory, so if you go swimming or paddleboarding or boating or any sort of activity in the water, you can attach this to your wrist, swap it out, attach it to the lanyard attachment point, go swimming. If you lose it accidentally,
then it's going to float.
Yeah.
Oh. So I was going to ask, in the case it's not going to float because it's not got any air trapped and it's going to sink like a stone. So you get this lovely Catalyst accessory, nice bright orange to finding in the ocean. Very cool. So how much is the Apple Watch waterproof case?
The Apple Watch waterproof case is very affordable, $59.99.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
More than that for a regular, just a watch band.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, the silicone on that feels really, really nice.
And it comes with the actual watch case for $59.99, and we designed it to be compatible with any other band, so you can swap it out for any.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you can. So it comes with a band, but you can also use your own bands.
Yeah, that's right. And anything that's 24 millimeters, you can swap it out and change it. If you want leather, you want to change the color, you can.
24 millimeters. So it's not the Apple Watch bands then?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's 24 millimeter standard watch bands.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Right. And then how much is the case for the iPhone?
The iPhone 6 is $69.99. The 6S is $74.99, and we have cases for the 5 and the 4 that are $59.99.
That's a really good price point. Okay, so somebody needs to go get this. They're going to go to what website?
They're going to go to catalystcase.com.
Catalystcase.com. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Allison.
For 2016, I'm having a contest where you can potentially win an Apple iPad. So be sure to enter the contest. You can do that at ipad.michaelshomes.com. I'll put that in the comments section below as well. You just click on the link. Join our newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and at the end of the year, I will pick. This is all done in an effort to build my mailing lists on YouTube, and to build my mailing list of thousands on michaelshomes.com so we can better get the word out for new listings and have more properties sold this year. Have a great day. I'm Michael Posnick with Century 21 Northumberland.
Hey guys, what is up? It's FG Beats here today. Welcome back to yet another video. Today guys, we are going to be doing an overview of the new Apple Watch Sport Edition, which I had just picked up a couple days ago actually, and I got a little bit of getting used to the device, and I thought I would do a review on it. So this is the new one. It's the gold plated one. It's the Sport though, not the $17,000 one. It's the same gold that they use on an iPhone, so it's that kind of gold. It's the 42 millimeter size, 7000 series of aluminum, right? I think that's what it's made out of. And then the ion strengthened glass, and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. I've been wanting to have an Apple Watch for a while now, guys, and I just got this one, and I have been loving it so far. So this is the watch face that I use, like, if I want more of a professional one, and this one's a long one that I use a lot, but I do enjoy using this one, the modular one, a lot, because you get your battery percentage up there, the time, the date with the day, your degrees of what it is outside right now. That's your like exercise activity, and then sunrise, what time sunrise will be at. This is a little crown. When you push it in, it brings you to the home screen. Let me just focus on there. There we go, a bit better. So this is like all your apps and stuff, and you can configure in the watch app on your phone which way you want all these apps to be organized and all that fun stuff. So that's just like, I just love it. So good, so cool. But so there's all these cool little things. So I guess in this video, guys, I'm just going to show you a bunch of different little tips and tricks on stuff you may not know that's on an Apple Watch, which you have the ability to do. So first of all, to take a screenshot, you just press in the crown and this basically home, or it's like a lock button almost, but you just press these two buttons in at the same time, and it takes a screenshot. So as simple as that, and that screenshot will be saved straight to your photos on your iPhone. And then another cool little thing is if you go into messages, and we'll go into this one, and I click on reply. I don't know why the focus is so bad right now, sorry about that, guys. We go in here, and there's different, if you force touch, which basically the force touch when you press harder, so it becomes a blue heart, a purple heart, Then with the faces, you have the normal yellow faces. You can turn them to red by force touching. So you have different kinds of faces, which is pretty cool. Then if you were to go in here and you would, if you force touch, be able to send people your locations right away or go into their contact details, which is also very useful. That's another thing. There is ways to track all your fitness and stuff, which is a common thing on this. But if you go down in here, it tells you your steps, how much calories you burned, your total distance walked. This tells you your calories again. Exercise, which means more than like once you're jogging or something. And then if you stand up for at least a minute every hour, that counts as standing. Out of a certain amount of hours a day. You're able to install third-party apps. We got Twitter right here. Go see if there's anything interesting on Twitter while on my Apple Watch. Just go to the timeline of recent tweets. Focus may be bad because it's gonna be on white, and this doesn't seem to like white. I got some football going on. Smack High, that's a hilarious account. I've got Pomage. Just, you know, awesome Walking Dead, man. Then you just always get back to the home screen, you press the crown. Then you have Siri. And you hold in the crown. Hey Siri, what's going on? I can help you with Twitter. What? I don't know. Faster, what's going on? Oh, maybe that. Oh, that's something, I guess, because I don't know, something like that. Then you got your mail, and just like any normal other mail thing, you're able to delete stuff by swiping to the left and being able to delete it like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to delete my emails, because I kind of need those. You are able to make phone calls off of here, so you go into your contacts, you're able to make one. I'm not going to click on any of my contacts because I'm not going to give away people's numbers that I actually have, because that'd be pretty bad. You're able to, with the control music on your phone, this will also control Netflix on your phone. It does not play the music through the watch, but it will play it through your phone. There's like a control system. Same with the camera. It's basically a control, which is actually gonna bring up right now. Video capture in progress. Oh, okay. Oh, don't hit any video. I'm trying to record. Because I'm actually recording on my iPhone because the focus would be much nicer with having the screen. So, and it is 1080p 60 FPS on the iPhone 6 Plus, so it's not a bad quality capture. You have your photos on here. You can go through all your photos, but those are like private photos of myself. I can't really go through those. It's like of me, my family, girlfriend, all that kind of stuff. You have this whole exercise app, which you can do all these different kind of workouts with, which is really sick. As you can see, you have all these different kind of exercises you're able to do, and it tracks your stuff as you do it, which is really cool. And that's basically it, guys. Oh, another thing, you're able to change how hard you want these haptics to be. So like when it taps your wrist with the new haptic engine, it's really cool. But I keep mine all the way up because I just want to feel it the most. But yeah, guys, this is basically a little overview of the Apple Watch. I love this thing a lot. It's definitely something I wear every single day, and it is definitely worth it if you're looking into getting one. I mean, yes, they are a bit pricey, but overall, if you're willing to put the money down, they're a very enjoyable and fun device to use. They look very, very sleek, especially this navy blue on the gold, I think looks amazing. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of the Apple Watch. I know it's a bit later for me doing this, but the new color came out and I thought I would get it. And yeah, thanks for all the continued support, guys. Love you all as usual, and peace out. Here's my peace fingers.
Xin chào, mình là Ngọc Vi và các bạn đang theo dõi S Channel. Trong video ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ đặt lên bàn cân hai chiếc smartphone đến từ hai thương hiệu luôn cạnh tranh gay gắt với nhau, đó là Samsung và Apple. Đại diện bên phía Samsung sẽ là chiếc Galaxy A5 phiên bản 2016, đang tạo nên dấu ấn lớn bởi thiết kế mang hơi hướng của dòng flagship. Và trong tầm giá 8.990.000 của A5 phiên bản 2016, mà mình sẽ gọi tắt là A5 luôn từ đây nhé, thì đại diện bên phía Apple tất nhiên sẽ trong cùng một tầm giá luôn, đó là chiếc iPhone 5s. Hãy xem là trong cùng một mức giá xem với nhau thì smartphone tầm trung mới hay là flagship đời cũ sẽ tốt hơn nhé. Trước tiên thì chúng ta hãy xét về vẻ ngoài của hai anh chàng này. iPhone 5s ghi điểm với thiết kế kim loại nguyên khối vốn là đã nhận được sự yêu thích lớn của người dùng bởi độ mỏng vừa phải để camera không bị lòi, và mặt lưng thì phối một cách hợp lý chứ không quá thô như là dãy nhựa lạc quẻ trên thế hệ sau đó. Trong khi đó thì chiếc Galaxy A5, một chiếc máy tầm trung, lại được Samsung chăm chút rất là tốt. Cầm có cảm giác giống như là cầm một chiếc smartphone cao cấp trên tay. Với 3 phần đó là màn hình, khung kim loại, mặt lưng gương được ghép với nhau cực kỳ tốt, giống như là một cái thiết kế nguyên khối. Khi mà đem lên bàn cân hai thiết kế này thì rõ ràng đều là hai thiết kế đẹp và đủ để thu hút người dùng. Nhưng mà là kẻ xin sau thì A5 tất nhiên nó sẽ có những cái điểm có phần vượt trội hơn. Chiếc điện thoại dòng A tầm trung lần này đã được Samsung trang bị màn hình cong 2,5D với phần viền màn hình rất là mỏng và màn hình nhô lên, trông vừa đẹp vừa sáng bóng như là máy cao cấp mà vừa mang đến trải nghiệm hình ảnh tốt hơn. Về điểm này thì iPhone 5S đành phải ngậm ngùi, bởi vì chỉ từ đời iPhone 6 thì mới xuất hiện màn hình 2,5D mà thôi. Một điểm thắng thế nữa của Galaxy A5 so với 5S đó là cùng sở hữu một cái khung kim loại. Nhưng mà trong khi 5S là một cái khung đơn giản chạy xuyên suốt thân máy thì Galaxy A5 lại được vát rất là nhiều đường, vừa lạ lại vừa bắt mắt. Tuy nhiên thì cái thiết kế loa thoại theo kiểu cũ với một dải kim loại chèn lên mặt kính và chưa được hoàn thiện để tương xứng với tổng thể vẫn sẽ là một điểm trừ trong thiết kế của Galaxy A5. Tiếp đến sẽ là một điểm nghiêng về iPhone 5S bởi vì nó dày hơn 0,3mm và là kẻ sinh trước những 2 năm. Cho nên là 5S có một cái điểm cộng mà nhiều người quan tâm và thích, đó là camera không bị lồi lên. Tuy nhiên thì Galaxy A5 dù camera vẫn lồi như là mọi khi nhưng mà nó đã ít lồi hơn trước rất là nhiều rồi. Và quan trọng hơn, một điểm cộng lớn cho iPhone 5S đó chính là logo quả táo thần thánh và cộng đồng iFan khổng lồ. Một điểm cần lưu ý nữa giữa hai chiếc máy này đó là cái cảm giác cầm 5S rất là nhẹ nhàng, thoải mái, trong khi đó thì A5 nó sẽ nặng hơn và cho cảm giác cầm chắc tay. Tổng hợp lại thì về thiết kế cả hai đều đẹp, nhưng mà A5 2016 là kẻ sinh sau, hiển nhiên là nó sẽ có nhiều cải tiến hơn và nó có phần nhỉnh hơn so với lại iPhone 5S đã ra mắt khá là lâu rồi. Dù vậy thì chúng ta cũng cần phải lưu ý một điều rằng A5 cũng chỉ là một chiếc máy tầm trung mà thôi, cho nên là cũng không quá bất công với iPhone 5S đâu. Tiếp đến nói về phần màn hình thì hiển nhiên là ai thích mà nhỏ nhỏ, vừa vừa hay là bàn tay bé thì trong 5S sẽ hợp hơn với màn hình 4 inch. Nhưng mà nếu như muốn trải nghiệm hình ảnh trên một cái màn hình 5,2 inch sẽ là lựa chọn phù hợp hơn. Xét về mặt chất lượng hiển thị thì iPhone 5S có mật độ điểm ảnh là 326 ppi, còn A5 thì là 424 ppi. Tất nhiên là màn hình của chiếc A5 này nó sẽ có phần nét hơn, nhất là khi kết hợp cùng với lớp kính cong 2,5D thì trông nó lại càng sống động hơn nữa. Tuy nhiên thì bởi vì sự chênh lệch giữa hai màn hình này về độ phân giải hay là mật độ điểm ảnh là điều mà chúng ta khó phân rõ bằng mắt thường trong khoảng cách sử dụng thông thường, cho nên là sẽ không tạo nên quá nhiều khác biệt. Ngoài ra thì với iPhone 5S hiển thị vẫn rất là tốt và như chúng ta vẫn biết thì màu sắc của iPhone nó sẽ thiên về sự trung thực, còn của Samsung thì nó sẽ thiên về nịnh mắt, cho nên là điều này sẽ còn phụ thuộc nhiều vào gu của mỗi người nữa. Ví dụ như là có bạn thì sẽ thích là nó nịnh mắt, bắt mắt hơn, còn có bạn thì sẽ thích sự trung thực, chân thật về màu sắc hơn. Nói về mặt cấu hình thì cả hai chiếc máy này đều sử dụng những con chip cây nhà lá vườn. A5 sở hữu con chip Exynos 8 nhân và RAM 2GB, còn 5S thì sở hữu con chip A7 và RAM 1GB. Về cơ bản thì cấu hình của cả hai chiếc máy này ở thời điểm hiện tại đều không phải là những chiếc smartphone mạnh mẽ về hiệu năng, nhưng mà đều sẽ đáp ứng được nhu cầu sử dụng của chúng ta. Khi so sánh về hiệu năng giữa hai chiếc máy này thì iPhone 5S dù ra mắt khá là lâu rồi nhưng mà nó vẫn khẳng định được vị trí của một chiếc smartphone từng ở ngôi vương so với một chiếc máy tầm trung như là A5 với tốc độ load game vượt trội hơn. Còn về khoản đa nhiệm của Samsung chúng ta đã biết quá rõ, cho nên là quả RAM 1GB của 5S vẫn mang đến khả năng đa nhiệm tốt hơn so với Galaxy A5. Tóm lại thì về cấu hình, iPhone 5S nhỉnh hơn so với Galaxy A5. Một phần có lẽ do nhiều bạn nói đó là do hệ điều hành iOS của iPhone. Bù lại thì với Galaxy A5, hệ điều hành Android, chúng ta sẽ có nhiều cái tùy biến thú vị hơn mà không cần phải jailbreak máy cầu kỳ như là iPhone. Và quan trọng hơn thì theo mình, với cái cấu hình không phải là hàng top của cả hai ở thời điểm hiện tại thì chọn bên nào cũng không có nhiều khác biệt lắm. Tiếp theo về camera thì bạn máy bay đã có hẳn một video so sánh, cho nên là những bạn nào mà quan tâm nhiều đến vấn đề này thì chúng ta có thể xem lại ngay trên channel nhé. Tiếp đến thì mình sẽ nói về những cái tính năng đặc biệt. Trước hết đó là về cảm biến vân tay thì với thế hệ A5 2016 này đã có thể đuổi kịp iPhone 5S khi mà cũng được Samsung trang bị cả cảm biến vân tay. Tuy nhiên thì chiếc iPhone 5S, một trong những kẻ đã mở đầu trào lưu này thì vẫn làm rất là tốt khả năng của mình. Và trong một bài kiểm tra thì nó còn nhận diện tốt hơn so với Galaxy A5. Dù vậy thì trong sử dụng thông thường của chúng ta, cái sự chênh lệch một chút trong cảm biến vân tay này nó sẽ không ảnh hưởng quá nhiều. Tiếp đến một điểm cộng của Galaxy A5 so với 5S, một tính năng mà mình rất là thích đó là bấm 2 lần vào nút Home để kích hoạt nhanh camera và chúng ta có thể bắt nhanh những cái khoảnh khắc trong cuộc sống của mình. Cuối cùng nói về pin thì A5 sở hữu viên pin 2900 mAh, còn 5S chỉ là 1560 mAh. Dù màn hình của A5 có phần nhỉnh hơn nhưng mà rõ ràng thì chiếc iPhone 5S này có thời lượng kém hơn so với A5. Hơn nữa đó là chưa kể Galaxy A5 còn được hỗ trợ cả công nghệ sạc nhanh, 5S tất nhiên là không có. Cuối cùng còn một điểm nữa mà hẳn là sẽ khiến cho các bạn cân nhắc khi quyết định chọn mua một trong hai chiếc máy này. Đó là A5 vì là kẻ ra sau cho nên là ngoài ba màu quen thuộc là đen, trắng, vàng thì nó còn được cập nhật thêm màu hồng và khá là giống với màu đen rất là hot trên thị trường, đó là Rose Gold. Trong khi đó thì chiếc iPhone 5s hiển nhiên là không có và nó chỉ có 3 màu là đen, trắng, vàng mà thôi. Và cái điểm cộng này của Galaxy A5 hẳn là sẽ lôi kéo được một lượng lớn khách hàng là nữ giới. Như vậy thì với những đặc điểm vừa được nêu ra thì nếu là các bạn sẽ lựa chọn chiếc flagship đời cũ iPhone 5s hay là smartphone tầm trung mới của Samsung Galaxy A5 phiên bản 2016? Mời để lại comment chia sẻ ở ngay bên dưới nhé. Còn bây giờ thì xin được cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi video này. Nếu cảm thấy video hữu ích đừng quên like và subscribe channel. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.
In 2016, Apple will most certainly treat us to the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, the next chapter in its smartphone history. Rumors about these devices were already floating around even before the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus were released, which is usually the case with anything related to Apple. That's rather normal considering that iPhones are usually among the most popular devices on the market and are usually highly anticipated by users and everyone, actually. The device will likely feature fresh new design and certainly some additional horsepower under the hood, and hopefully, something fresh to woo us with. Without further ado, let's summarize all we know so far about next year's iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus champs. Have in mind that this post will be regularly updated with the latest leaks and rumors as they become available. Fresh new design. As you are probably aware, Apple has been keeping a strict 2-year window between the redesigns of its smartphones for a long time now. Thus, we have the iPhone 6s vastly similar to the iPhone 6, the iPhone 5s mostly alike with the iPhone 5, the iPhone 4s indistinguishable from the iPhone 4, and so on. This is why we're expecting Johnny Ive & Co to spice things up in the design department a bit, while keeping the same unmistakable iPhone design language on board. While we don't know to what extent the iPhone 7 will shake things up in the design department, we are somewhat certain that the next iteration of the venerable iOS flagship won't stray away that much from the exterior looks of the 6 and 6s, 6 Plus and 6s Plus. Still, this is a wild guess at best, and we will have to wait for the first leaks and renders of the iPhone 7 to pop up before we can say whether it will succeed the iPhone 6 inches the design department or be something entirely different. Yes, we wouldn't mind it if Apple decided to come back to the 90-degree edges of the iPhone 5 and 5s era. In this day and age where most manufacturers are largely employing rounded frames, it would be a breath of fresh air. Still, we will have to wait a bit before we get our first glimpse of iPhone 7 and 7 Plus looks. As far as build materials are concerned, Apple is most likely sticking with aluminum, and judging by the iPhone 6s, that'd be Series 7000 aluminum. Have in mind that the 9 members of the Series 7000 aluminum family are touted as the strongest aluminum alloys around, which means that Apple is certainly sticking with it for now. We heard that the next crop of iPhones might come sans a home button and have the Touch ID functionality embedded inside the display, which falls in line with a certain patent application that we got hold of earlier in 2015. Well, we seem to have the technology, so a display with an embedded fingerprint scanning functionality will most certainly pop up in the coming years. Sadly, we can't say just yet whether the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus will be the first ones to do so. What's more, it is also suggested that Cupertino might finally jump on the waterproofness train and make the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus watertight. This was somewhat suggested by the abundance of silicone seals and gaskets that make the current iPhone Pro able to withstand a lengthy dunk in the water to some extent. Apart from physical evidence found in the 6s and 6s Plus, we also have a patent that allegedly reveals Apple is entertaining the idea of making its devices immune to the water element. We also heard that the iPhone 7 might not feature a 3.5mm earphone jack and instead rely on a Lightning one in order to slim down some weight. Reportedly, Apple wants to make the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus the thinnest iPhones ever. Cupertino is reportedly aiming poised to make its next devices roughly 6mm thick. As a reminder, the iPhone 6 was 6.9mm thin, while the 6s flaunts exactly 0.2mm on top. Apart from thinner footprint, the next crop of iPhones might feature thinner bezels due to the alleged nixing of in-cell touch panels. An improved version of the well-known glass-on-glass technology might be used instead. Hardware. It's a no-brainer that Apple is going to grace its next handset with an even speedier chipset, which will most likely be called the Apple A10 System on Chip, called SoC. Considering that the Apple A9 chip that is currently gracing the iPhone 6s and the 6s Plus is a 64-bit performance champ, manufactured with Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, called TSMC, is 16nm or Samsung's 14nm manufacturing process. Well, it's too early to have any specific pieces of info for the chipset, but certain sources already claim Apple will exclusively choose Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing as the sole supplier for the A10 SoC. It's also rumored that it will be a 16nm FinFET A1, similar to Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing's A9 produce. Judging by Apple A9's performance, which is one of the very best SoCs on the scene right now, we have extremely high hopes for the A10, which will most certainly end in the top tier end of the performance spectrum. In the memory department, Cupertinians amped up the game of the 6S and the 6S Plus by throwing in some much needed operational memory inside. In 2015, we finally got an iPhone with 2GB of RAM. Judging by the fact that Apple has been employing 1GB of RAM ever since 2012's iPhone 5, and followed this trend for 3 years, we are quite doubtful that the iPhone 7 will come with 3GB of RAM on board. This is what the micro and industry has been trying to instill in us, at least as far as the iPhone 7 Plus is concerned. Call us doubting Thomases, but we are not entirely convinced that such an upgrade will take place next year. Display. A flurry of rumors claims that Apple is indeed entertaining the idea of putting an active matrix organic light-emitting diode display on its future iPhones, probably after 2018. Other rumors suggest the shift from LCD to active matrix organic light-emitting diode might take place in 2019 at the earliest. Well, we believe that this might eventually happen, but the iPhone 7 is unlikely to come with such a display. On the contrary, Apple will likely continue to rely on IPS LCD screen panels for the time being. As far as resolution is concerned, we are yet to be chipped with info about the upcoming iPhone crop. There are two options though. Apple will either increase the resolution or not. Still, we're a bit more inclined to believe that the iPhone 7 will flaunt a 4.7-inch display with a resolution of 750 by 1334 pixels, and command a pixel density of 326p, while the larger iPhone 7 Plus will most likely arrive with a 5.5-inch, 1080 pixel screen, which brings forth a pixel density of 401p, the sharpest in Cupertino's arsenal. Indeed, these are the very same measurements that can be found in the specs sheets of the iPhone 6, 6s, 6 Plus, and 6s Plus. We are not ruling out the idea that Apple might shake things up in this regard, but due to the lack of any hearsay so far, we will take the conservative approach. There's an interesting rumor flying around, though. It seems that Apple was poised to develop its own set of display drivers for the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus order to boost image sharpness and battery life, but fell behind schedule and had to place orders for Synaptics display controllers. In case you don't know, Synaptics is Apple's supplier of touch and display drivers. 3D Touch. 3D Touch is here to stay, and will most likely score new functionalities along the way. As we mentioned earlier, Apple is reportedly contemplating the idea of bringing a multi-3D touch on board the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. This feature will allow users to apply pressure on several points on the display. Hopefully, this would be used for a wider range of UI interactions, and not just for your usual shoot 'em up game. We know nothing else about 3D Touch on the next crop of iPhones, but we suppose that we won't hear anything until the device is official, as we expect the majority of changes to be in the interface and the software functionality of the pressure sensing feature. Camera. So far, we've heard nothing new about the iPhone 7 camera, but similarly to the RAM, it got substantially updated with the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus earlier this year. The latter scored nifty 12-megapixel rear cameras with smaller pixel size, 122, as well as 5-megapixel front-facing selfie-centric ones, which is quite the improvement over the 1.2-megapixel that graced previous generations of the device. This makes us think that Apple most likely won't bother to increase its megapixel count in 2016. However, we are certain that Cupertino will throw some nice improvements or even new functionalities in its next iPhones, in order to step up their photography game. We can only imagine what these might be, and needless to say, impatient to check them out. We are certain that the rumor mill will give us one of the possible new camera-specific features of the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus is a bit far-fetched, but not entirely implausible. According to a report we got hold of a week or so ago, we heard that Apple might employ a dual camera setup on its next devices. There is not much room for speculation here, folks. One of the cameras will likely be used for depth perception, whereas the other one will act as a regular one. The resulting photos might have adjustable focus. Have in mind that this rumor is in the wild west of England right now, so until we get hold of some alleged chassis leaks, we can't say whether this will turn out to be true or merely vaporware. Judging by the performance of iPhone 6's camera, we have rather high hopes for the iPhone 7's one. Apple is traditionally strong in the field of mobile photography, so we expect 2016's iPhones to be solid camera phones. Release date. As we already told you, despite what the rumor mill is trying to persuade us, we expect the new batch of iPhones to arrive in September 2016, probably in the first 2 weeks of the month. That's the usual time window in which Apple hosts an iPhone-centric event and shows us its new gadgets. This has been Cupertino practice for the last couple of years, so we see zero reasons for Apple to break this tradition in 2016. Thank you for watching. Don't forget like,